What things are you concerned about? If you pull up, you and your crew, or however you work, what are some things that concern you or bother you about that specific extrication? Because that's what I want to know, and that's the things you want to know too.
We'd like to welcome everyone to Conover today. Coffee's in the kitchen. The Nelson, they'll take care of it. I'm not sure about this, and that's how much he drinks, but Mike here, he takes care of the coffee.
Placement of the power supply, you know, whether it's, you know, in the trunk or maybe under the back seat or.
Now, when you say power supply, you're talking about the 12-volt battery, the high voltage battery?
High voltage battery.
The high voltage battery, okay. Anything else?
I've got two things that I'd like to learn.
All right.
I know the high voltage stuff, you got orange lines and stuff like that, airbags or yellow, and you've got logos on the car, but I want to be able to roll it up on the scene. I want to say identification. That's a high public safety, because if, you know, if we're dumbfounded on the hybrid itself, the general public has no clue. And I've seen people try to get people out of hybrid, you know, try to save people, and you know, other people get free hybrid.
Okay. Well, let me tell you something. Every car, or every vehicle, let me just rephrase, every vehicle that you come in contact with from today on, period, every single time, if it's a bumper thumper or somebody wrapped around a tree good and tight, every single vehicle will be a hybrid. And I want you to treat it as that.
Hi, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm Rich Cregar. As you can tell by the way I talk, I'm not from around here. Yes, I am a Yankee, but I got to say that I spent a summer working for Al Elliott at Al's Campground over on Highway 150. So anyway, we're going to answer all your questions. Regular old Honda Civic. I'm going to accelerate from a stop and accelerate 50 miles an hour. I will consume maybe a tablespoon of fuel doing that. This takes, in the case of a Prius, which is what this is from, this takes 270 volts, steps it down to 14 volts. This sits on the bottom of the electronics control pack under the hood. As you can see, it is liquid cooled because this gets very hot. So it's liquid cooled, and this is your alternator. And we'll talk about this out in the shop, but these are a key maintenance point, and you need to be aware of them as first responders. You need to be aware of where they are, what they're doing, and how hot they can get. Okay? All vehicles will continue to have a 12-volt system. That system will be maintained by a 12-volt battery. But that battery no longer has to start the engine. Conventional vehicle, we called that a starter battery because the battery had to be big enough to provide 200-300 amps of cranking current for a starting motor, no more. So the battery has been downsized, the 12-volt battery has been downsized. Typically they're only about that big now. It's now called an auxiliary battery, and it maintains the vehicle system. But here's key point, what you need to know. By SAE standard, all high voltage electrical systems in all hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and electric vehicles are controlled by what system? The 12-volt system. All hybrid, plug-in hybrid, and electric vehicles that you will find on the road, and if you eliminate the 12-volt system, if you kill the 12-volt system in a vehicle, what have you done? You have disabled that vehicle, and you have eliminated the possibility of high voltage power being found anywhere else but inside the battery pack. And I've proved that to you today in a hands-on setting. Okay, something else that I wanted to show you out here and this is the Ford Escape unit, by the way. On their high voltage connectors, we got a high voltage positive, we got a high voltage negative. But then above that, we got another little connector, 3 little pins. Okay? That's the interlock. And that interlock circuit runs throughout the vehicle. If you take that plastic cover off, it's got one of these in it. Even taking the plastic cover off on top of the engine on the bulb will kill the high voltage circuit.
Just want to make sure because it kind of looks.
This is electrical storage, not hydraulic. This is electrical storage. But there's enough current here, at least to stop your heart, if you hook up to it. But what they did is they put a resistor across the battery posts here, or across the positive and negative, so that this resistor will bleed these out in actually about 10 seconds. Those are your integrated gate bipolar transistors, one set under here. For the big motor, you notice they're quite a bit heavier. There's gauges in there, but the big one's under here for the big motor, smaller set here for the little one.
But the simple point is, by virtue of making that 360-degree walk around the vehicle, does that not put us in the potential path of a sleeping hybrid? Does everybody understand when I say sleeping hybrid what I'm speaking about? Anybody that doesn't? We're going to take those two 6x and we'll place one in front of and one in rear of one of the tires. If you want to do all four, that's fine. Simply take a halogen and work on de-energizing the electric in that automobile.